it's not going to be based on clicks anymore. It's going to be based on user intent.
Hi there and welcome to From Ideas to Results. Today we are diving into the topic of SEO. I'm joined by Nikki from our team here at Sleeping Giant Media, and we've got 3 topics we've been covering off. Jumping into the first topic about the court ruling. Can you just give a quick overview of what that's all about, why that's happening and what it means?
Google was trying to obtain a legal monopoly. So essentially the ruling has meant that they cannot enter into any exclusive deals with, say, Samsung and Apple to be the default browser. Essentially this is handing the browser of choice back into the user's hands. Again, it's to prevent that monopoly and to allow competition into the market.
What do you think is going to happen? Do you reckon people will use different browsers?
I do think it's going to change the market, but this is primarily because of the second part of that. They actually ordered Google to share some of their data with their competitors as well. So yeah, I do think that it's going to become more of a level playing field, and actually the judge did acknowledge that AI is changing the search landscape completely and therefore leaving that open for more competitors to enter the market and to grow within the market. But Google, just to kind of caveat that, Google are actually appealing that decision, and of course they will, because they don't want to share their data.
We've touched upon sort of point number 2 there regarding their sort of having to share their data. Do we know anything more about that in terms of what data they're going to have to share?
Yeah, so it'll be more data on the users and the way they're interacting. The impact of that is, I mean, historically from an SEO's perspective, we've had to rely on Google Search Console, Google Analytics and third-party tools to report on traffic and rankings. With Google's data, these other engines will be able to create their own tools that will allow for more information to be provided so that we can create stronger strategies.
Final question on those sort of topics. Anything that we need to be aware of, start considering, start changing as a result of this?
Best practices, and what we do with a lot of our clients, is we don't focus on one particular engine. Across all of our clients for SEO, we do entity strategies, which really focuses on every single engine, generative engine optimization, which is not just for traditional search, but also for AI engines as well, as all of the other search engines also.
So moving on to our third topic around the spam update. What does this spam update mean?
This is just a spam update that they are releasing. However, they're being quite vague. They're saying it's supposed to strengthen Spam Brain. Now, Spam Brain, it's not new. It's been going since around 2018. However, it's matured. It's not now just focusing on the link qualities, but it's also focusing on AI generated abuse. So this is where you're creating large amount of content at scale. So that's what it's really focusing on. But again, they're not being necessarily clear.
Low quality links is a bad thing, and too much low quality content, thin content's always, it's never a positive. It's again, it's all about the user value, right?
Exactly that. And that's obviously how you stop yourself from being hit by something like that. You make sure that you've got high quality content that follows EAT guidelines, that is, you know, authoritative, and also at the same time written by people who know the industry. You know, a lot of people are using AI to generate content, but there still has to be a human element. But you also have to bring new ideas to the table, and you can't just regurgitate something that you've pulled out of AI. So this is the kind of content that they are targeting.
And in terms of kind of links, anything we need to look at change there in terms of our approach?
I've always been an advocate for natural backlinking. So writing high quality content that meets the user intent. You're not writing content for search engines, you're writing content for the user. It's about really researching into what is it your audience is searching for. And actually this is going to become more and more and more important as we move into reporting successes for SEO, where it's not going to be based on clicks anymore. It's going to be based on user intent. So it's making sure that you're writing those answers with the right intent for your users.
There we go. Those are the top stories in the world of SEO at the moment. If you like the content, do check out our website on our socials, and we'll see you again next time.